Welcome back to another episode, History of Fan Anime. I am your host, William Chow, and in today's episode we are going to talk about the significant anime from 1992 Season 3. Before we begin, I would like to remind you to click like and subscribe. I don't ask for much, but if you could, that would be great. You can also support the channel by leaving questions and your own experiences in the comments. I'm going to be doing a reaction, correction, and commentary on my own in podcast form shortly, so I will be reading through your responses. If you would like to financially support the channel, you can hit the super thanks or donate to my PayPal. The links are below. I also have Patreon where you can help the channel by subscribing or donating there. I've also placed resources like media trading and content like my audiobooks there for the members. Go check it out. Link is below. And for those people who are new to the channel, I have created an Excel spreadsheet with over 300 episodes of the history of fan anime, and It's Not Life as we know it all sorted and compiled with links. This is an invaluable resource as it will locate the anime content you want to watch without using the horrible YouTube search engine. Link to the channel's community files in the description below. So today's topic, the significant anime from 1992, third season or summer season. Let's get started by looking at the TV series, OAVs, and movies that came out at this time that had a significant effect in North America. And without further delay, let's begin. Okay, we begin with the TV shows for 1992. Summer session. Right off the bat, we have a show nobody knows about, and nobody cares. Typical. Summer season is not the usual time for new TV shows to come out. We scroll ahead to the TV shows that are still running on the air. We see many huge and pivotal anime. We have Dragon Ball Z. We have Sailor Moon first series. We have Ranma 1/2. These are no doubt top 10 of all the 90s anime. We also have Yawara, a fan sub-favorite. Crayon Shin-chan, which was really big in Japan. Dragon Quest, which is another title from Torii Yama of Dragon Ball. We have an updated rendition of Techie Man Blade. There is Robin Hood, which didn't do much in North America, but it had an audience in Europe. There is Yushigarn, which is another one of those brave series. The Story of the Boy and His Robot. This one is not as well known as Gaogai Girl J. Decker. There's Minky Momo. This series got caught in a bad spot. It followed other magical girls shows like Imai, Pasha, and Mami. But it had to go up against Sailor Moon, and that really hurt its ratings. We also have Ashti no Free Kick, a series that nobody knew about until Disco Tech found it in the garbage dump. It has some famous people on it. However, nobody in North America cares about soccer anime. So that is a quick run through the TV shows still running. For more detailed information about the shows, please go and look at the previous episodes for 1992. Okay, now the good stuff. 1992 OAV, again, right off the bat, first offerings. We have some certified top hits of the 90s, Tenchi Muyo. I have said in the past, when the OAV boom started, a lot of companies jumped onto the bandwagon. A lot of them were producing junk like Dog Soldier. However, Pioneer came into the fold, and they were unstoppable. They came out with hit after hit after hit. Tenchi Muyo, along with other titles like El Hazard and Battle Athletes, will guarantee them in the top spots of the 90s. Sunrise was also not going to be left behind. They have always got the Gundam franchise, but they also stepped up to the plate and made of the most iconic of VA Gundams. Gundam 008, Gundam 0083, and Gundam MSO18. Sunrise will go on to make a killing with one of the first popular isekai anime with SK Flone. The last one on this row is a personal favorite, Bastard. This was one of really hot fan subs. It made along with record of Lotus Wars. The genre was really a bit hit. I also loved all the in-jokes in the manga, especially when you look all of the names of the magic spells. This anime had the right mix of good D&D action, comedy, and a touch of hentai to round it off. Alright, moving along. Next row, Video Girl Aie. This is a great short series. This was one of the very few series which had a full translation that floated around. This was important because those anime clubs which could not get a fan sub of the show, they could still use the script for it. Sometimes they would write short crib notes version of it. This is such a great series. They have made countless versions in live action for this series. A definite classic watch. This should be on the list of must-watch anime of the 90s. The next one, Giant Robo. They reboot the franchise with this one. I guess it was going to be inevitable. Since they rebooted Tetsugu 128 on TV, they redid this one too. Why not? We are in the era of Boy and His Robot shows, so they just jumped onto the bandwagon to make more money. Now, I will say I did like that they revamped up the animation quality with this release. The main female character, Narei, got a nice makeover. She will get her own OAV later on, but I do like this version of her. Okay, the last one on this line, Ushiro and Tora. This is a short series which was snapped up early by AD Vision. I talk about lag time between the time of licensing and the time of actually getting a sale copy in North America. This was not released until 1998, which is over 5 years from its initial release in Japan. This is what I call shelf life time of a fan sub. This series will get a reboot as a TV series in 2015. It had good timing as it ideas like God Beast Liger. This show even has an extra doses of random violence and gore. As I said, early anime needed the 3G girls' duns and gore. So why not just add some guts and gore to a rather slow plot? And thus, you have this anime. Alright, moving along. We have a next installment of Mad Bull 34. I like this series and the story. I did not care for the animation. Growing up as a kid, I always loved watching police dramas. Shows like Adam 12, Hill Street Blues, Magnum P.I., The A-Team, and The Equalizer. Heck, even City Hunter. These are the types of shows that will give you background to love Mad Bull. It is a nice short series, only 4 episodes. A quick, no thinking, with violence kind of anime. The next one, Guyver 2. We have the next installment of this long-awaited sequel. I remember getting started in anime. One of the first titles I saw in the comic book shop was Guyver. Then I saw the first OAGA. Then I was blown away. I wanted more. There was no more. Till now. I was so happy they made 6 more episodes for this show. It was awesome getting something you have been hoping for them to make for so long. It didn't disappoint. Okay, the last one on this row is Han Appy Bazooka. Normally, I don't like Go Nagai stuff. I hate how most of his stuff looks like even the recent Devilman. However, this Bazooka thing is a one-shot show. It does have an SRT style closer to the new rendition of Cutie Honey. It is just the right amount of skin and fan service. That is important. Is it worth a look-see? Sure, if you could take the 2 new Cutie Honeys, then this in that same quart. Alright, we scroll ahead to the next batch. Oh, okay, now we start getting into the unknown stuff. The next one on the list is Domain of Murder. This is a title I heard nothing about until the US release of it. I don't actually remember ordering it, but then again, I ordered everything and anything. I got this videotape of Domain of Murder. I was thinking, what the crap is this thing? I watched it. I was interested because it was a detective show. I just couldn't stand the character designs. I don't like the female characters, and the plot pretty much runs like any other private investigator show. But basically, no redeeming qualities about the show. If you got an hour to kill, don't watch this. Watch a City Hunter OAV instead. Now, if you are a sucker for punishment, you can give this a try. The next one is Iron Virgin June. This already has 1 strike against it. Just because it is made by Go Nagai, this piece of tripe is like the Dojin Shihoku To no Ken Cinderella story. If you need to go back and look at the episode 173 and remind yourself of the horror and comedy. This is literally an animated version of big muscle women with combat powers. Quite literally, what that Dojin was doing. Go Nagai, horrible female character design, and no plotline. That's 3 strikes. It's out to here. Okay, on to the next one. It is Oilira Sukenban, or as it was released here as Delinquent and Dragged by AD Vision. First off, this piece of garbage is another Go Nagai product. It's a guy who gets sent to an all-girls school. Remember the TV series Bosom Buddies with Tom Hanks? Yay, the one with the two guys who were looking for a cheap place to rent. And all they could find was a women's-only apartment. They had to dress up as women to live in their apartment. I'm sure they made this crap after the success of Dustin Hoffman's Tootsie movie, but if I want to watch cross-dressing school anime, don't watch this one. Watch This Is Greenwood instead. Trust me. Well, even though this was bad, they decided to make a live-action version of it too. Watch at your own risk. On the next line, Bite Me Chameleon. This is another anime I've never heard of till the US release. This was one of the off-the-garbage dump releases from AD Vision in 1999. That's 7 years after the Japanese release. So it must be pretty low priority sadness and zero quality badness. It's another guy who wants to be the leader of the gang's anime. This thing is only 6 episodes. Don't bother wasting your time with this. If I wanted that gang stuff anime, I recommend Great Teacher Onizuke or GTO. That is a much better time investment entertainment. The next two are pretty much unknowns. Nozomi Witches is a boxing anime with a character design that looks like the guy who does Touch. That pretty much puts this one in the trash. The next one, Oz sounds like it should have something to do with the Wizard of Oz. Well, this really isn't that. It is post-apocalyptic story of the search for sanctuary. Do you remember a song called Land of Hunger by the Errands? I congratulate you if you do. If I wanted an anime rehash of the Wizard of Oz story, I would have watched Carol. This one was way better as it is about a girl's fantasy story, and it stars the famous band TM Network. Those guys did the songs for Vampire Hunter D and City Hunter and Gundam Char's Counterattack. Moving on to the next line, we have K-Bootao. This is a one-shot OVA, drawn by the same guy who does Space Cobra. This was a 39-episode TV series 2 years ago. Now to put a one-shot out, this got licensed right away by us, Renditions or LA Hero. They got it out pretty quick to VHS next year in 1993. This one gets to mixed mecha with feudal Japan time. I like Terra saw what works. Good action and good fight scenes. The next title is Princess Army. I had the manga for this one, but I never did get around to buying the laser disc for this one. Another variant of a high school love story. I liked the manga, I just never got around to getting back to this one. The last one on this line is Lucas Sunday. This is the next OVA that came out for the Lucas series. I did the fan sub for the first one. The character design is done by Akimi Takede of Orange Road and Pat Labor fame. This series is basically more marketing for the Licka doll, which is a Japanese variant of the Barbie doll. They will make a TV series for this doll in the future. On to the next line. The first two titles, Hawaiian Breeze and Tinkerbell, are complete unknowns and can be ignored. The third one was also a pretty unknown. Skiki Ma'ai Humane Society is the name of a Japanese death metal band. This is an anime about the band as demons trying to destroy the world. It was supposed to be the so-called backstory to their band. Italian foreign music was really hard to spread the word about. The biggest name around this time would have been the band Loudness and of course X-Japan. However, the band members are pretty popular in Japanese entertainment. I think I got a tape of some weird Japanese game show where they get people to sing Karako on the roller coaster. The person who can sing the longest wins. They had the lead singer of the band as one of the contestants. Put a comment below if you want me to find that clip. Otherwise, the anime is pretty forgettable. It doesn't have many good production credits, nor good character designers. It does have some famous voice actors, including Akira Kayama's City Hunter's voice. On the next row, we have Holmes. This is essentially Sherlock Holmes, but he does a cat. Nobody knows about this anime. The next one is Anime Rakugo. This is a collection of some random animes. Nobody knows about this anime either. The last one is Stardust. This is another unknown anime about eco-warriors in space. It actually kind of reminds me of TUD Express, another anime which nobody knows about. On the last row of VA, we have two shows which are made based off the TV series. First one is Raja no. This is another one of those Sunrise made mecha shows. Nobody knows about this anime. The second one also for a TV series. Cyber Formula GPX Graffiti. This is a clips tape of various scenes and events that happened during the series. This was also a Sunrise made show. They did get quite a bit of promotion in the anime magazines. However, futuristic racing was just not a big thing in North America, so it remained unknown to most Western anime fans. The last one is called Dawn. This is another unknown anime about turf wars. Remember a TV series called Vanishing Sun? A tale of two brothers who immigrated to the US. One was going the route of culture and music, while the other turned to the gangs and the underground. Congratulations if you remembered. And that is it for this season's OVA. Next is the movies. So it is super blockbuster summer for movies. We start with three top-notch superstar movies. First, we have Porco Rosso. This is a Studio Ghibli movie from Miyazaki. This showed up on fan trading lists as Crimson Pig for the longest time. This movie was featured in English dubbed on certain Japan Airlines international flights. This dub version ended up on laser disc box set releases in 1996, and it appeared on the Japanese DVD release in 2002. Of course, fans were already distributing the fan subs for over 10 years now for this thing. Finally, in 2005, an English DVD release came out from Disney. This dub features the award-winning actor Michael Keaton, Beetlejuice, and Batman. This is another example of Disney botching the whole anime thing. They could have gotten this thing on the shelves so much earlier like other places in the world like France and Italy. But no, they kept dragging their feet on the English version for 10 years. Next, we have the 7th Dragon Ball Z movie. This one came over as Super Android 13, always a great additive for all the Dragon Ball fans. The next one was also a fan favorite. Ranma 1/2 second movie. This one was released under the title Nihabo, My Concubine. That's play on words for the film Farewell, My Concubine. The episode itself starts like a Swiss Family Robinson or Gilligan's Island, then turns into a harem anime. Both movies were greatly appreciated by their fans as their TV shows were still strong in the ratings. On to the next row. We have the movie for Gundam 0083. This is basically a repackaged version of the series into a movie format. To get the complete story, you should watch the 13-episode series. The next one is Weathering Continent. I love the Shastractor design and artwork for this series. This got lots of promotion in Anime V magazine and in Dragon magazine. This appealed to the gamers and RPG players. Not as good as Record of Lodoss Wars, but as a one-shot show, it is pretty good. The last one is Silent Mobius 2. This was a great movie. I remember I had a big fan of the show. His name was Vaughn. He spent like a week, like 40 plus hours in the editing room in my store doing the fan sub for Silent Mobius 2. And that was just the second movie. I remember he came back a month later to redo the first one again. I'd already done the first one a year ago, but he came back to do it again, and he made it literally perfect. This is another example of prolonged fan subshelf life because of company stupidity. When Streamline Pictures released this show to VHS, they only ever made a dubbed version. So with the idiotic decision to stick with Karl Mask level horrible dubs like Megazone 23 and Disco Captain Harlock, this movie dub was despised by many fans. This is why our fan subversion was still floating around well into the 2000s, when the Silent Mobius TV series came out. We move on to the next row. We have Roku Denshi Blues. This is totally unknown manga and thus unknown movie to match. It basically looks like a boxing anime, but drawn by the Slam Dunk guy. The next two really only apply to the fans of their TV shows. We have the Yawari Modern Quest movies. Watch TV shows first to get the background. Then you can watch these to enjoy the extra content. We move on to the next row. We have 3 totally unknown anime. They had no North American distribution, either fan trading or commercially. We move on to the special presentations. The first one is the Dragon Ball Z Summer Vacation Special. This is nothing more than a quick battle with some random guys to come to town. But more importantly, it is a chance for Goku to remind the fans to go see the new movie in the theaters. The next one is another Lupin Eye movie. They have assigned it names like From Russia with Love or From Siberia with Love. As always, more Lupin madness for the fans. The next one is a Rama 1/2 special. This is essentially a best clips volume. It is a series narrated through the view of Nabiu of Nabiki. The very last one is another unknown show. It is a horror romance show which no one distributed or traded for, thus is one of those forgotten anime. Well, that is the 1992 summer season. The data from this series of MyAnimeList will be compiled into a chart. You can see the one I did for the 80s. Link below for the channel files. Thank you for watching the video this far. Stay tuned as I will tackle the fall season shortly, so until then, I will see you again